A young girl was walking through the woods when she heard some strange sounds. She stopped in her tracks and listened closely. It sounded like someone was singing, but it wasn't coming from any house nearby. Curious, she decided to investigate. She followed the sound deeper into the woods until she came across a clearing, and what she saw there took her breath away. In the middle of the clearing was a beautiful treehouse made out of twigs and leaves, but that wasn't the most amazing part. As she got closer, she could hear the voices of the animals in the treehouse. They were talking to each other just like humans do. The girl was so surprised that she accidentally stepped on a twig. The noise made the animals inside the treehouse stop talking. Suddenly, a little rabbit poked his head out of a window. He looked around to see who had come by. When he saw it was just a little girl, he relaxed and hopped down from the treehouse to greet her. "Hello," said the rabbit. "How did you find this place?" The girl was so shocked that the rabbit had spoken to her that she could only manage a small squeak. "Did you just talk?" she finally asked. The rabbit nodded. "Of course I talk. Are you deaf? Everyone talks here." The girl realized that she was in a magical forest full of talking animals. Before she could respond, a wise old owl flew down from a tree branch and perched on a nearby stump. "Welcome to Whisperwood," he said in a deep voice. "I am the keeper of the forest, and you, young one, are our newest member." The girl was very confused. "But I didn't sign up to be a member of your forest," she said. "You don't get to choose," said the owl. "Being kind to animals is a full-time job, and you're the perfect candidate." The girl protested, but the owl wouldn't budge. He explained that now that she was a member of their forest, she was responsible for helping them with their problems, and with that, he left her with a list of tasks and told her to return the next day with her completed assignments. The girl was very upset. She felt that the owl had tricked her. She wanted to go home and watch TV, not run errands for talking animals. As she skipped stones across the lake, trying to think of a way out of this mess, she heard a small whimper coming from behind a bush. She walked over and peeked inside. There, she saw a tiny field mouse with a broken leg. The girl's heart went out for the mouse. She carefully picked it up and cradled it in her hands. She knew that she couldn't leave the poor thing alone, so she took it home with her. She wrapped the mouse in a blanket and made a little nest for it in her closet. Every day after school, she would check on the mouse, make sure it had food and water, and clean its bandages. After a few weeks, the mouse's leg was all better, and it was time for it to go back home. The girl was sad to see it go, but she knew it was for the best. She walked the mouse back to the forest, and when she turned to go home, she saw a group of angry-looking badgers blocking her path. "Well, well, well, what do we have here?" one of the badgers said. "Looks like we have ourselves a little trespasser." The girl was scared, but she stood her ground. "I wasn't trespassing," she said. "I was just returning this mouse to its home." The badger snorted. "So what if you were? You still shouldn't be in our territory. This is a dangerous place for a human." Just then, the mouse spoke up. "These badgers are wrong," he said. "This human has been nothing but kind to me. She saved my life when I needed it the most. How can you repay her for that?" The badgers looked at each other in surprise. They had no idea that their victim had been taken care of by a human. "I guess we owe her an apology," one of the badgers said. And with that, they all bowed their heads to apologize to the girl. The girl was very happy to see that the mouse had stood up for her. She knew that she had made the right decision by helping him. The owl had told her that being kind to animals was important, but she hadn't realized just how much it mattered until now. The girl continued on her way home, feeling good about herself. She knew that even though she was still a member of the forest and had to help the animals there, she had also made a friend for life. From that day on, the girl spent every day in the magical forest. She helped the animals with their problems and learned a lot about them in the process. One day she was walking through the woods when she came across a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a beautiful treehouse made out of twigs and leaves. But that wasn't the most amazing part. As she got closer, she could hear the voices of the animals in the treehouse. They were talking to each other just like humans do. Curious, the girl walked a little bit closer and poked her head through a window. Inside the treehouse, she could see a squirrel sitting at a desk writing in a book. "Hello," the girl called out. "What are you doing?" The squirrel looked up from his book and smiled. "I'm writing down all of the wonderful things that you have done for us since you became a member of the forest," he said. "Oh, I don't know about all that," the girl replied, blushing. "I've just been helping out where I can." "That's why we're giving you this special award," said the squirrel. He handed the girl a scroll that read, "To the most kindest human ever." The girl was touched by the squirrel's words. She knew that she had made a difference in the lives of the animals in the forest, and that made her feel good about herself. One day, while she was playing with her new friends in the forest, she heard a loud crash and saw a large black bear standing over a beehive. The bear had knocked the hive over and was now crying because the bees were stinging him. The girl knew that she had to help the bear, but she was also afraid of bees. Taking a deep breath, she walked over to the hive and started to calm the bees down. She soothed their anger with kind words and promises to help them rebuild their hive. Once the bees were calm, the girl helped the bear clean off his wounds and gave him some honey to eat. As the sun began to set, the girl sat on a log, watching the fireflies dance in the sky. She felt very happy knowing that she had helped the animals in the forest. She knew that being kind to animals was one of the most important things in life, and she would never forget her time in the magical forest. And so, the girl continued to live her life, always remembering the lessons she had learned in Whisperwood. She never forgot the importance of being kind to animals, and she always tried to help those in need. And whenever she felt sad or lonely, she would take a walk in the woods and visit her friends in the treehouse. They would always welcome her with open paws and make her feel better in no time. The girl knew that she was truly lucky to have found such wonderful friends. They had taught her so much about life and had shown her the true meaning of kindness. And that's the end of today's story. Did you like this story? If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an exciting new adventure. Until next time, keep being kind to animals and always remember that even the smallest act of kindness can make a big difference. Bye for now.